Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to the 19th episode of my 1 vs 2 x 3 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 3 separate teams of 2 Emperor AI per team, and I'm playing as the Draconian Necromancer, Crogar the Corrupt. In our last episode, we finally located the throne city of Dwemus, Strongmouth, the Dwarven Theocrat opponent who is the sole remaining member of this team of 2 that used to consist of Wazul and Dwemus together. I took Wazul out in the first couple episodes there a long time ago, but Dwemus has been basically eluding me this whole game. Well, I finally located his throne city, and you can see here that at the very least Dwemus is capable of producing tier 4 units, so I have to be really careful moving forward as to how strong he is, but we basically have Crogar and this Fallen Angel here, Crogar's stack along with that Fallen Angel, basically on his doorstep. So, you know, things are looking pretty interesting for this kind of front of the war. Now, on the other front, we basically last episode had our first battle of kind of the conflict between myself and Oscar Van Helden and Odrin Stabilis, who are the sole remaining intact team of 2 here. And basically what happened last episode, I was able to take this city from Odrin with a very, very dicey battle in which this Earth Elemental really came through in the end and pulled its weight, and now is a gold medal elite unit. So I think this episode we're going to have a lot of really interesting combat, as we're going to be kind of fighting on 2 fronts here. We're going to be going to war all out against Oscar and Odrin, and then also trying to see if we can maybe eliminate Dwemus as well. So lots to do this episode, and I'm assuming a lot of probably some vicious and nasty battling that's going to be happening, which I'm sure is going to be quite enjoyable. So before I get into the episode and the aforementioned blood and violence, let's just go over a few comments that were left on the last episode here. And actually there were quite a few of them from a number of different people, so I want to highlight a couple that are really excellent comments here. The first is a series of comments from Ahmed Sultan. So Ahmed actually pointed out something that has been basically kind of sitting under my nose for the better part of this whole playthrough, and that's that this gold mine here is actually unexplored. So when I initially attacked this gold mine, the stack that I used, the unit that I moved to initiate the battle and would have explored the gold mine, must have died in the conflict. I'd have to go back and watch one of the other episodes to find out one of my older episodes, I should say, to find out exactly what happened, but that's my best guess. And you can see here these gold coins aren't lit up, even though there's no unit here on the gold mine, whereas in this case they are lit up, meaning I'm getting the income. So I'm actually not getting any benefit from this, so I'm going to have to send a unit down to clear this thing out and actually start gaining the benefit. So great eyes from Ahmed on that one. And not only that, but Ahmed also noticed that same thing happened here with this quarry. When I was clearing this quarry out, I was using this stack here, and unfortunately I lost the Wraith that was in this stack, which was a real shame. But when I did, I had used the Wraith to initiate this battle, and the Wraith died, meaning that no unit actually walked onto this quarry to clear it out. So I have some potential rewards I can claim from this as well. So excellent catch from Ahmed there. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to be able to take advantage of both of those things and actually get my just rewards for them finally. So the other thing that Ahmed had mentioned, we'll just jump to one of the heroes here. So Nabal is a great example of this. So Nabal has, as a warlord, he has Blood Brothers. And Blood Brothers actually imparts a large amount of spirit protection here. You can see it also gives strong will, but it gives spirit protection to Nabal and his stack. And the thing that Ahmed mentioned is that if we look here at Fallen Angels, so Fallen Angels inherently have some spirit weakness, but then when they become ghouls and become undead, they end up with a lot of spirit weakness, and you can see here 80%. Now I can offset a little bit of that using things like, we'll just cancel this out, using things like Entwined by Shadows, which is giving extra spirit protection to dedicated to evil units. I could also put this Fallen Angel in a stack with a Necromancer that has one of the very first upgrades I always get my Necromancer heroes. we'll just jump over here and take a peek at it. So one of the very, very first things I give them when I'm leveling them up is protection from light, which also provides some spirit protection. But that's not going to offset all of it. They're still going to have, 60% spirit weakness or whatever it is. So if you were to put a fallen angel, especially a ghoul fallen angel, in with a warlord who has blood brothers, they would then kind of be very, very protected from spirit damage, and they wouldn't really have any spirit weakness at all at that point. So that's a great point from Ahmed, and a strategy that I think is actually quite brilliant. So thank you to Ahmed for those comments. Casper Eklund left some great comments, as he always does. Casper pointed out one thing I had mentioned. I had kind of been singing the praises of the... Let's just see if I can find him. Here we go. Of the Phantasm Warrior. And I had said, oh, if you look here, they don't have any weaknesses. And that's true, except that they only have 8 resistance. And this is what Casper pointed out. So although they may not have any elemental weaknesses, they are kind of just generally weak to elemental damage. So that's why you'll see sometimes in battles, these Phantasm Warriors will actually go down in one series of attacks from like a ranged support caster that does, fire damage or something like that. So that's a great correction from Casper, and I did kind of sing their praises without also adding the caveat of the low resistance there. So that, that actually serves as a great reminder for all of us, in that just when you're looking at weaknesses down here, you can't forget about their defense and resistance stats up here. So it's the kind of the whole combo of all of these things that make up the defensive capabilities of a unit. So, and of course any abilities they have, like shield or whatever else they might have. So it's always kind of a, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts kind of situation. So thank you to Casper for kind of bringing light to that, and then allowing us to basically have a conversation about that. Casper also mentioned that in his own game that he's playing, he had verified and tested that Castle of the Lich King is quite susceptible to a full stack of Draconian Elders, and even better if they're Ghoul Draconian Elders, because then they'll be immune to some of the undead effects of the undead units within the castle. So that means that I'm probably good to go if I take these couple of Ghoul Draconian Elders and then add in a few more units to that stack and charge down and take out this castle. So again, thank you to Casper for kind of play testing that one for us and giving me that great advice. I now also want to give a quick shout out to Marcus Pearson. Marcus kind of pointed out that in this game, I sort of am at a point where I have the upper hand, and I'm very much inclined to agree. I've kind of got my opponents, at least Dwemus here, on the ropes, and I've got a lot of strong units that I'm going to be bringing to bear against Odrin and against Oscar. But, this is the perfect example of I can't take my foot off the gas. And I've had it happen in the last few episodes where I've lost units kind of for no reason, or I got sloppy. A great example was I used to have a Warbreed that was in this stack. I did the battle here for this mana node. I got sloppy, I got careless, and I lost the Warbreed. Well, if I kind of make any big, sloppy mistakes on the larger scale, that could still cost me this game. So I agree with Marcus, but I do still have to be careful that I don't want to kind of let this get out of hand. I got to press my advantage while I have it. Marcus also mentioned, and so did Casper on this one, that I should probably use this angel and its mobility to do a bit of scouting around the throne before I commit fully to invading with Crogar's stack, because what could happen is I overcommit, and maybe Dwemus has some, Shrines of Smiting, big stacks of them kind of hiding in the back here, and they come in, and then I end up in a bad situation. So I agree, I'm going to do my best to avoid that situation by kind of going in aware of what's happening. And then just a few more here. Paratosh Bala commented that the Shadow Realm has a lot of really powerful units that I've been sort of able to acquire, and I'm inclined to agree. I mean, you look at the Shadow Demons I've been able to get my hands on. They're excellent, especially if you're playing an evil character. And for me as a Necromancer, they're really just perfect. It's almost like these guys are made to be played with a Necromancer. Just fantastic units. And then on top of that, we've got lots of really good structures to raid. So I agree with Paratosh. The Shadow Realm area is just kind of full of goodies. Although they are challenging to deal with, they're obviously very strong. And then one last one here. This is a comment from both Paul Kraus and from DK. And they basically said in response to this Earth Elemental kind of being able to survive that battle and doing a lot of work, that Earth Elementals are very powerful, and I'm inclined to agree. I really like them. I think they're probably arguably my favorite Elemental unit. But anyway, again, I took a bit longer on that intro just to get through all those comments, but again, I really wanted to point out all of the wonderful comments that have been left and how much I really do appreciate them, because they really do help me get better, and they help all of us kind of, you know, analyze and learn from mistakes, and then also kind of just enjoy the experience more, hopefully. So keep them coming, guys. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get into the action here, because I suspect this is going to be a very, very fun episode here. So we were in the middle of our turn. We still had some things going on. So let's kind of figure out what we still had going. If I remember correctly, a few units still had to move. So Cirrus is done. I'm just going to check in the Shadow Realm first. Okay, so we had some scouting we could do here with our little... A Magic Rift. Treasure Site. Sealing it will... Oh, interesting. I've never raided one of those before. It basically says here, sealing it... Let's see. Sealing it will allow you to harvest some of that power. So maybe you get casting points or mana or something like that. That is pretty neat. Some tombs here. Always good for necromancers, of course. And let's see what else we got. Okay, so these guys are done there, scouting. Now the question is, again, I was trying to think about what to do with Wazul and all these units I have here kind of in the vicinity of my throne. So I think one thing I'm going to do here is I am going to probably send these guys down to go help deal with this Castle of the Lich King. So in terms of the units here, obviously sending a tier 4, the Manticore Rider, would be a good idea, I think. I don't really need the Deathbringer, so I may actually keep the Deathbringer with Wazul here. And yeah, and then the Shock Trooper could probably help out as well, so I think maybe I'll send them down there. Again, I'll have to think more about this once I have the movement, but I will do that. Now, in terms of getting this gold mine, I'll probably just grab it here with the Manticore Rider next turn. I think that'll be the easiest. On that note, though, why don't we send this unit up here? And there we go. We can grab the quarry, and we got some... Oh, and we got some actually pretty nice rewards from this. So we got some boots here, decent boots. Straw hat of the Happy Farmer. Not bad. Extra defense and morale and some gold. Sure, why not? We will take that. Now we just have to figure out which hero needs what. So Wazul himself has headgear, but he does not have any boots. Now, I seem to recall that I was sending him some boots, some high-heeled black leather boots. However, I really don't think those are that great. You can see here they just give +1 defense. So we will equip those just so that... We might as well equip the jewels and stuff too. There we go. What else does he have? Ruby Ring of Heat Deflection. Yeah, probably don't really need that. I think we'll probably sell these ones off, potentially. So he does still need a shield. That's important to note. Cirrus has everything but a mount and a weapon, basically. Crogar has everything but a mount. And he's got that same straw hat. Let's see about Firak. Firak is missing some jewelry. Okay. How about Bahir? Bahir needs a helmet and a mount. So maybe we'll send the straw hat to Bahir. So yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll send the straw hat to Bahir. Let's go back down underground. Here we go. So we'll send this one off to Bahir. There he is. And I think we'll actually send the boots to Wazul, because the boots Wazul is getting are not particularly good. He's got those high heel stilettos, which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure he would look fabulous in, but I think he might appreciate the ones that I'm sending him just a bit more. Okay, so that's dealt with. We do have some research to apply. I don't know if we have any more units that can actually move at this point. So this stack is capable of moving. So we'll send them up here. We want to go clear this out eventually and maybe get a hold of this Naga dwelling. Let's see, yes, so Nabal is capable of moving. So a lot of this is already explored. I think what I'm going to do with Nabal is actually send send his stack up this way and join them up with this stack, and we can kind of maybe rejig this stack so it's a little bit more effective, basically. And on the way up there, we can clear this out. So I am going to do this one manually, just because Nabal's stack, I could probably get away with it, but I want to do this one manually just to avoid any oopsies where I end up losing units that I shouldn't or don't have to. Alright, so we're fighting some humans. And let's see, we've got crossbowmen, civic guard, foot guard, and swordsmen. I'm not particularly invested in acquiring any of these units at the moment, so I'm not going to worry about trying to convert anybody with our evangelist at the moment here. So I think instead we'll just do some damage there. Maybe get the kill. Yeah, there we go. Can we weaken somebody? We can if we step up further. There we go. Alright, so let's let them come to us. Our butchers are going to tank the damage and get most of it back with life drain, as you see there. Just incredible. And these butchers are now benefiting from Entwined by Shadows because they are dedicated to evil. Since they were produced in a city that has embraced by darkness, not only do they get better life steal, they also now get the benefit of Entwined by Shadows, meaning that they have more resistance, more spirit protection, and they do extra shock damage. So these units have just gotten another upgrade, and they were already pretty incredible just as it was. So I really can't say enough good things about them at this point. They are just fantastic. Wow, okay, nobody needs a heal, I guess. That's the benefit of... Yeah. Oh, here, we can heal there. I guess we'll just go in and get the kill. Just like that, boom. Boy, those guys do a lot of damage now. And they do 3 different kinds. They do physical, blight, and shock now. Wow, those are some fantastic units. Very, very happy with those guys. You know, I can see how a Goblin Necromancer would be a pretty... You could get some pretty powerful Tier 2 units very quickly, you know, just by kind of having those... the synergies that go along with those things. I mean, I guess it doesn't even have to be a Necromancer necessarily, but part of why they have this super life drain is because they have I have Embraced by Darkness, which gives my infantry, pikemen, and I think just infantry and pikemen, it gives them extra life steal. And then sorry, that's Vampiric Hunger, I should say. Vampiric Hunger gives them that extra life steal, and as well as Embraced by Darkness, and then they have some to start with. So again, really, really good synergy there, I think, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to risk that battle. No way. I am not that strong yet. Okay, and we had these Panthers who were basically, we were going to just use kind of to scout a little bit. Didn't really know what else to do with them at this point. Yeah, we'll trespass through just to grab that. Some population. Okay, so now let's pick our research here. And again, I got to think I'm going to be getting into some combat, but I think maybe this would be great because it's going to make us move faster along roads. And as we're going to be progressing through our upcoming battles here, I think that's just going to make it easier for us to move more rapidly, whether we need to get into the fight or get out of trouble quickly. I think that's just going to be a benefit for us. So now we can do some production. So we've got a lot of our cities here able to produce various things. I think we will, again, just kind of start producing things that benefit us in one way or another. Again, here, you know what? I might as well just make some more butchers because they are that much better now that I have the upgrade for my dedicated to evil units. Most of these other structures, I think we will just kind of tell to chill out. And again, here in this particular city, I do want extra growth, so I guess we'll go with a shrine. Since we have, just to refresh everybody's memory, our shrines are giving us 50 extra population per turn due to an upgrade, Shrines of Unlife. And that will help get the quarry into our domain a bit faster, as well as this ancient ruin. Well, these little guys haven't moved yet. And this unit has moved some, but it can move back out. So these little guys, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with them. Let's just kind of remember here. So this Shadow Gate is in the underground. And is there a way up above ground that's close to this? I seem to recall, I think I came maybe through this one. So if we go up through that, that would put us kind of in the center here. Not exactly in the main combat area in terms of like the front lines of war. However, we could use that opportunity to bring a unit up and then go clear out all the stuff down here while we're fighting our war over there. And that would allow us to eventually then put a city down here, assuming the game goes long enough for that to happen. So let's go back down here. I think we'll send these little guys over to reinforce kind of our other stacks that we've got over here. Actually, you know what? These guys are kind of expendable, quite frankly. Just don't tell them that. It might hurt their little feelings. I think what we'll do is we'll initiate this battle. And we will use our larvae, our Shadow Demon larvae, kind of as almost like expendable shock troops here. I think of them very similar in the way to when you raise cadavers. They're very, very similar in that the way that you get them is almost identical in that you have to consume like a corpse to get them. And then they end up being these little units. The only difference with them is that they can evolve, and not only that, but they have a ranged attack. So, you know, as much as I'm saying they're expendable, they're actually not that bad. Like, they're actually kind of decent units. They can evolve into one of the various types of shadow demons, which is pretty cool when you think about it. I mean, I'm assuming that the likelihood of evolving into each of these things is different, but if these are even, that means you have a 1 out of 3 chance of getting a tier 4 unit, which is the Lord, or a 1 out of 3 chance of getting a tier 3 unit, which is the Harvester, and then the Bombard is a tier 2 unit. So I'm assuming you have a greater chance of getting the Bombard just because it would make sort of sense that way, but I don't actually know for sure. In any case, it's still pretty freaking cool. So, enough gushing about Shadow Demons, though. Let's get back to the action here. And, again, I'm fully expecting them to basically just come charging right in at me. So I'm going to kind of prepare for that. So let's see what happens here. So they're going after the monster hunters. Our larvae just took some punishment there, but thankfully nothing too severe. Okay, so we can come in and do some big damage here, which is great because they're dazzled, meaning there's no attack of opportunity or retaliation that they can do, which was great for us there, you saw. So why don't we move around for the flank attack, turn them, get the kill there, and then let's move in and let's try for another dazzle. Oof, didn't quite work. So I think we'll move in here and put ourselves in defense mode. And now we can basically try and kill off this raptor, I think is going to be our game plan here. There we go. Death. And then let's go throw ourselves in defense mode there. I'm a little concerned that this raptor might come around and try and hit my shock serpent, but okay, perfect. That's what I was hoping would happen. Okay, so now let's see if maybe we can get a charm. Nope. Worth a try. Go for a attack there. And hit there. Oh, and you know what? That was really stupid because that actually panicked my shock serpent. Again, that was one of those mistakes I was talking about. I didn't think enough about it, and it ended up potentially going to pay the price for it now. Well, let's finish off these units here while we can. And let's see what happens. I'm really hoping they don't die. Okay, we're all right. But yeah, that could have been a catastrophic mistake. Again, you have to be careful with this fireworks because it'll hit your own units beside. Animals have a chance to become panicked, and that's why, because these are animal units. So that was why that happened. So why don't we come in and drop a heal quick on our unit. And boy, I'm actually pretty impressed with these Shadow Demons. They actually survived the battle, and they did their job well. There we go. Nice level up for our flyer. Perfect. Okay, and we're getting... You know what? Most of our guys don't have mounts, and extra fire protection is always a good thing. Keeper longbow. Ooh, this also gives you arcane arrows. I will definitely take this reward. That is a pretty decent one. Now, in terms of our fell horse mount, so I think I'm probably going to give it to... I think I'm going to give it to Bahir, and the reason for that is because Bahir is the one who's going to be fighting a Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought has flame tanks. So, yeah, Bahir does not have a mount. Now, he is going to get this Dread Spider egg shortly, so maybe I should just let that be his mount. The only thing is, obviously, having that fire protection would be quite nice. I think it's probably less useful for Crogar, who's over here fighting against these Shrines of Smiting. Although, I mean, they do fire as well, so you know what? Let's send it to Crogar. Let's just double check. I don't think he has... Yeah, he doesn't have that much fire protection, so let's send it to Crogar, because he is still potentially going to take some fire damage. Just got to go back to where that was. Back here, there we go. So yeah, we'll send the mount to Crogar, and the bow we will send to... Send it to Firak. Okay, so now we just got to kind of reconfigure our stack here. There we go. And we can just keep clearing stuff out with these units, and we can use these guys as supports, basically. Perfect. Okay. So now let's go back over to our cities for production here. We now... Oh, right, we can now group up finally and get a healer in this stack and start clearing out these structures. So first things first, we will initiate this battle. Try and clear out this stack. I was waiting to get a healer in here because I didn't want to risk it without one. Alright, so let's take a peek at this. So we have Windward, which means that all ranged attacks will suffer a -8 strength penalty. So just keep in mind that our ranged attacks are basically kind of neutered for this battle. And again, we really don't want to lose anybody if we can avoid it. It would be kind of unfortunate. So this won't be an easy battle. I mean, we've got... Again, that is helpful that the ranged attacks are really not going to be that effective. You can see here even... So let's see, like our... Yeah, see, look at that. Like, we're barely doing any damage. We can still do it. It'll help a little bit, but our magic attacks are doing a little bit more. So we're going to do a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 6. So we have a chance to get the kill. Let's see if we can do it. Nope. I kind of didn't think that was probably gonna get the kill. So we'll come in and get the kill there. And then we can actually probably get the kill here as well. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And so now we've got to deal with these elementals. Let's see what kind of damage would we potentially take. Yeah, I don't really like that. So I think what we'll do is we'll just throw our Deathbringer in defense mode. And we'll hide our Monster Hunter back a little bit just because Monster Hunter is beat up and don't really need him dying unnecessarily. Okay, so now I would like to go and make some new friends, and I'm going to see if I can do that here. Nice, Ghoul Curse, there we go. So now we have another healer, which is exactly what we needed. Do some damage there. Come in and get a flank attack there. And what kind of melee damage do we do? Oh, quite a bit actually. You can see there we do a lot of damage, so we can probably get the kill here, no problem. Yeah, there we go. And then we can get the finisher with our flyer. Perfect. Okay, and again, the main reason I wanted to do that battle manually was to try to get that High Elf Storm Sister, who's basically another healer. So now this stack has more healing, which is exactly what we needed. So now I can just systematically start taking out all the structures around here with that stack, which is perfect. Alright, so let's kind of finish up this turn, because I really want to get to the next turn and get to some action here. I think things are going to heat up pretty intensely, pretty quickly here. So we'll basically just start building structures that are going to kind of generally help us out. Let's do merchandise here. most of these cities, I just want pretty much anything that's going to kind of give me some kind of global bonus, like additional knowledge income at this point. This city could probably benefit. Well, I was going to say from extra growth, but we've already kind of got everything we need in this city. I suppose we could get that tomb, maybe. So, alright, let's do a shrine. Get some extra growth going, because this is only a city, so... Halvor's here. We'll just do merchandise. Now, this particular city, if I remember correctly, has a magic academy, so I will produce another Draconian Elder, because they're quite useful. And I almost forgot I have this stack here. Very, very useful stack. Can use this to potentially clear this out. I can't remember if I've looked at how strong this is or not. I think maybe we'll wait for one more unit to come join that stack before we try it. We could probably do this battle without too much concern. Here we go. Yeah, let's do this one. So let's clear this out. We will do this one manually once again, just because I can't really afford to lose these support units, because they're quite weak, and just due to the nature of the mobility of these flying units, I don't want to risk losing one of my support units. So, I should say my support casters, because obviously the Wraith Kings are also support units. Okay, so we'll go and throw our Wraith King right up in the front of the action. There we go. And I think maybe we will... Again, I don't want to put myself in any unnecessary risk. I get the feeling that this Blight Doctor is probably going to be a target. So let's see what happens. I'm fully expecting them to come in and start attacking the Blight Doctor. Oh, yeah, okay. So they did go after my support units here that... There we go. Alright, so that worked out okay. Fortunately, we're not really able to do much with this Wraith King. And this one is stuck there. So what kind of damage can we do in a melee fight here? So we do a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 14. So that's not exactly great odds. He's gonna do a maximum of 13, meaning he could 2-hit me. The only issue too is that this particular crow could come in and just get the kill on my Elder. So maybe what we'll do is we'll actually just drop a heal. That might be kind of the best plan there. Alright, let's see. That maybe wasn't the best plan, but let's see what happens. Okay, so that carrion bird tried to fly over to it to take advantage of my Blight Doctor, and the Elder basically just punched him to death, so that was perfect. And let's just go back to the Shadow Realm real quick. So here we have Cirrus, who's about to just come pounding through that Shadow Gate back into the surface world. Alright, so we are leveled up a bit. Let's go see. Maybe we have enough to do this battle. You see, the thing that scares me about this is you got all this elemental damage coming at me. And again, we have fire weakness, spirit weakness. You know, I'm tempted, but I think I'd want one more unit maybe in the stack before I'm fully confident in initiating that battle. Yeah. I think I'm going to hold off just because, again, I don't want to risk it. So maybe what I'll do is I will send for reinforcements here. Yeah, you know what? I'll bring this Cadaver in. And this Cadaver is a gold medal. Actually, he's a champion, so he has Resurgence, meaning I can send him in to die. And we are going to do this manually because, again, I'm going to have to play this one pretty smart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my Cadaver in to basically die, soak up the damage, soak up the hits, and then once that's happened, I can take advantage and throw my... You know, it would probably be ideal to throw the Weakened on the Evangelist, but I don't want to get that close, so we're just going to do that. So we're just going to step in. little bit of damage there. I am very hesitant to throw my Wraith Kings in there. I could go and get the kill. Ah, what the heck. See, I don't want to risk it, though. I really don't want to risk it. Oh, it's a tough call. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to just do this. And we're put ourselves in defense mode and hope that they go after the cadaver. But we'll have to see here. See what they decide to do. Okay, so they are going after the... Well, I am glad I put them in defense mode, actually. They'll be able to tank it a bit better. You can see, though, the accumulation of all that elemental damage is not exactly fun to deal with. So, first things first, we'll heal up our boy, who needs it. There we go. Now our cadaver is fully in there. You can soak up some hits. Is this the one who's weakened? Yes, it is. So we can do max damage here. There we go. So now why don't we come in and get the kill here? There we go. And we can... I'm going to leave them in defense mode. I think we'll just get the finish there. Perfect. Okay, we'll end our turn. Let's see what happens here. So yeah, I was going to say, I imagine the one thing they could do there is to turn the undead. Fortunately, that soaked up pretty much all of their movement. And now we can take full advantage of that. And get the kill there. And then I can use these two. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, we can get the kill no problem here. Perfect. And then we can go in and tie them up with the last unit. And then this should be the end right here. Perfect. Okay, so that battle went off kind of without a hitch there. And again, that cadaver is going to benefit from all those healers. And also, just having that resurgence is great. So we got Gift of Necron and some extra knowledge, which is always good. Okay, so let's just kind of finish up our production here. And this particular city could benefit from having a bigger domain. I think we'll just do merchandise, though. Again, most of these cities, unfortunately, aren't really like they're good to have. Obviously, they're giving me a lot of income, but I don't really need anything in particular from most of them, other than just kind of the income that they're giving me. And again, I always keep saying it, but if I had the ability to spare some casting, I would convert these two things, but I kind of got bigger fish to fry at the moment. Again, we do have another elder here who I suppose I could send down to join this little happy gang down here. And you know what? I am going to do that. And we'll throw another one here just to have something guarding the city. Oh, and I almost forgot about this Node Serpent who I had as well. It might be nice to grab that gold, but I think we'll just focus on the battle here. Yeah, there we go. We'll add the Node Serpent into this stack here, I think is going to be the plan. So the Node Serpent can just chill out. Okay, and we had this settler, and I made such a foolish mistake when I moved this settler here, rather than... Oh, and Firak can still move, so we'll deal with him. But I moved this settler here rather than just building a city, which would have been the smarter thing to do. Because I forgot that you can't build in the mountains. So if we put the city there, I think we will grow to expand and encompass pretty much everything. So yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Maybe, I think we'll just go right there. I'm not going to think too hard about it. Red fast, sure. So there we go. So now with Firak stack here, we can start clearing out these structures. So why don't we start maybe up here and then work our way around? We do have this Deathbringer who I'm bringing in to help. So let's go take a peek at what we've got in here. Ooh, you know, this is a tricky battle here. Boy, oh boy, we've got a Fallen Angel, some Wraith Kings, and some Apprentice units. I'm most concerned about the Fallen Angel and the Wraith Kings. I think maybe I'll wait on that one. I'll do a few of these other ones to get some experience, and then I'll come back and clear that out. So we'll do the Foundry first. And we'll level up our units a bit more. As you can see, they're still only recruit levels, so we need to level them up a little bit more. Or should I say trooper, I guess. Yeah, they need a little bit more experience. So we'll get them leveled up first, then we'll come back and clear that out. And we had this stack here who we were going to send underground. And again, their job is going to be basically to clear out as much stuff as they can. And also maybe grab these 2 cities here. Tell them to chill out. This unit can chill. Crogar stack can basically hang out right there. This little guy was doing some scouting. I can't remember where he came. Okay, so he came from here. Now where... That shadow gate... Oh, that was... Okay, so this was the guy on the island. The shadow gate on the island. So maybe let's go check out the road a bit more. There we go. Okay, and there's another shadow gate here, it appears. Let's see where that one goes. So, looks like it's probably in the surface right here somewhere, so might be good to figure out where that one is. Finish doing a little bit more scouting here. Got our Draconian city. Again, I was wondering if Dwemus had anything underground here, and it looks like, yes, he does. But we know his throne is above ground, so we can actually kind of take advantage of that. Now the question is what to do with this little stack. We do have some structures down here that need a clearance, so let's go that way. We'll start working on that. And this guy I was sending down to guard up the city, but also maybe join this stack here so we can clear out this ancient ruin. And same story with this Phantasm Warrior. I was sending him down that way, which we'll continue to do. Naga was coming over this way to kind of come and join in the combat, and we are done our turn. All right, so now we are going to get into the action here in this next turn. We're going to wait and see what Dwemus does here. I'm assuming he's going to try and reinforce his throne. The real question is, does he have enough units in the vicinity of his throne to get them there in time? Because obviously I'm going to be able to get there in one turn at this point. So that's going to be the real question. Because if he doesn't reinforce with anything else, I'm going to be able to just roll over his throne city here with no real trouble. But again, I have to make sure that there's nothing else there. And it's also going to be interesting to see up here, what kind of resistance do we get from Oscar and then from Odrin? All I did was basically fight his one city here, and this was a city that appeared to be essentially on the fringe of his empire. So I did kill a few of his heroes off, but I imagine he's got probably some juggernauts, the tier 4 dreadnought unit, that are going to come rolling through, obliterating forests as they go, that are going to come rolling out of the mist here, and are going to probably cause me a real headache. But again, we'll have to wait and see. I'm very curious to see if that happens or not. But I think I'm really going to shift my main focus now to basically trying to eliminate the remaining opponents here. That's always been kind of my obviously my main goal in the game, but I was trying to focus a little bit more on kind of the expansion and growth aspects of this game, especially knowing I had the larger map and everything. But I think at this point I've kind of got the remaining opponents sort of, I know where most of them are, so I'm going to kind of try and use that to my advantage. All right, so we had a number of items arrive here, and we're going to equip them to Nabal. I could have equipped those while they were in transit, of course. We had some boots. Nice. These are some fancy, fancy boots. 40% shock protection and +2 defense. That's pretty good. We had these fortified shoes of adventurous spirit. I think we'll just sell those off, honestly. We already have better ones there. Here we go. So those arrived. Let's see what else. Shock wand. A shield, which he's now got equipped. Would be nice to get a better shield eventually, but we'll stick with that one for now. We also had this piercing lance of war arrive. Now, if I remember, at least one of these heroes is actually missing a... Whoops, wrong button there. One of these heroes is actually missing a melee weapon, and I can't remember if that was Cirrus. Okay. So I think we will actually send, if we go back to Bahir, we'll send this one off to Cirrus. There we go. And if we go to Cirrus now, we can actually equip that before it arrives. Perfect. Okay. So that takes care of that. So let's kind of get to the what I've been waiting for, and I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for as well. Let's take a peek. Oh my, okay. It appears that there is no help coming for this poor throne city. So we are going to waltz right in. Yep. Boy, oh boy. This is exciting. All right. Let's do it. We're going to basically see here if we can take the throne city, and it looks like we've got a very, very good chance of doing that. Now, of course, Dwemus himself isn't here, meaning that if we take this throne city, we won't be removing Dwemus from the game, assuming, of course, that he hasn't been killed by Odrin or Oscar. Because remember that the AI are not all on the same team. We've got 3 separate teams of 2, and Dwemus is the sole remaining member of his team of 2. So we're just going to kind of move everybody in here. Crogar's got Undying, so I can be a little bit fast and loose with him. Obviously, our Bone Dragon's going to be able to just go right over top of the wall, as will our Fallen Angel. So our Fallen Angel's going to take some of the hits here. Our Fallen Angel also has Undying, although remember our Fallen Angel isn't actually undead, so move in here, we'll attack the Firstborns a little bit. Come in and bash the heck out of the gate. Bring our Raptors in for the fun. Throw a curse on the Firstborn and actually get it despite only having a 12% chance. Unreal. Okay, so our Fallen Angel, I think we will actually kind of bring over here maybe, rather than let the Fallen Angel, who has, again, the spirit weakness, have to deal with this. We'll kind of group up a little bit, and let's see what happens now. So I'm assuming he's just going to... Okay, dispelled the curse. A broken spirit. Big ouch. So let's take the gate down. There we go. We can finish off the Firstborn, I think. Yep. No worries there. And now we've just got these Forge Priests, and then, of course, the Shrine of Smiting to deal with. So, we'll get the Fallen Angel inside, but we're going to keep him back because he is not a happy camper at the moment, as you can see. And I think what we'll do is we'll Shadow Step Crogar in, and we'll... Oh, and of course he's not undead, so I can't heal him. That's right. I don't think I ever got Dispel with him either, because if I had Dispel, I could try and remove that. I guess we'll just wait here then. And our Reanimator, we can just kind of move in and heal himself. So now we can actually get in through the gate. A bit of fire damage. Alright, so let's charge in at these Forge Priests and beat the heck out of them. There we go. Do some big damage there. Send in our Bone Dragon to do work, as well as our Raptor. Again, we're going to keep our Fallen Angel kind of in reserve. And we'll send Crogar in as well. I think what we'll do maybe is we'll actually try and... we could try Steel Enchantment even to get rid of it. Although it will just run out over time here, so... That Broken Spirit I'm referring to. Oof. Jeez, that Divine Vengeance hurts. But this is going to hurt too. Yeah, there we go. So this battle is basically all but over. So I'm just going to heal everybody up here as best I can. Heal up our Bone Dragon. And let's just make sure that we've used everybody's abilities. Yeah, I think we're good. Actually, you know what we will do is, and this is something I haven't really been doing at all this playthrough, is I need to be creating some more cadavers. We need a city guard. There we go. I mean, again, they're basically free units, and when you summon them that way, they're actually supported using mana, so I don't even have to worry about the financial cost of them. Okay, so that battle basically is taken care of. So now you can see here we have all this vision range. So he had literally nothing in his throne area to help him protect. So, I mean, Geez, I almost feel bad for him in a way, but I mean, obviously I don't. Okay, so let's decide the city's fate. I think what we'll do, we're going to migrate this to Ghoul Draconians because we've got a Magma Forge there, and because I'm an evil, evil man. We could hasty plunder for some extra gold, but I'm only going to get 600 from it. I think I'd rather just migrate this over to Ghoul Draconians, quite frankly. And I am extremely evil. How many evil points? Wow, okay, we have minus 3,000 evil, so we are literally the worst thing in this game right now. We are the evilest of all evils, which is actually kind of a good thing, ironically, because that's getting us a lot of benefit. All right, so why don't we... I guess what we'll do is we'll just head over to his other city now. I suspect he's got an underground portal somewhere, so we'll have to kind of watch out for that. But I think maybe I'll keep these two together. All right, so now we can start moving the rest of our units in. Oops. Let's go up here and kind of deal with the other front of this conflict here. So we can get our Bone Dragon in the fight here, basically. Our Node Serpent, so we'll move the Node Serpent in. Move our Bone Dragon in. So I'm not seeing anything yet. And I'm tempted to clear this as we go by. Might be worth. We could even try and make a friend or two while we clear. Let's see what we've got. Not really worth. I think we'll just do auto combat. Yeah, no problem there. Sure, we'll take the rewards. So we get knowledge, gold, and then magic tome of counteraction, dispel magic, true sight, and turn undead. We will take that. Dispel magic is useful, so we will keep that. And yeah, we can basically just kind of keep waltzing in here with Bahir. And let's see, so what else do we have going on? So let's go back to Cirrus now, who's still in the Shadow Realm. So Cirrus kind of has this stack here that we were in the process of... Can't remember if we were going to maybe rebalance it or not by bringing this Shadow Demon Harvester in with the stack instead of maybe this Charger. You know, that could be kind of fun, actually. I do like the Charger, but I like these Harvesters a lot. You know what? I hate to do it to you, bud, but this Charger, who is a champion level 6, you know what? He could really help out another unit, another stack here. So I'm going to send him down this way, I think. And we'll group up here. And we are going to come back. It's going to take us another turn, but we're going to come back through into the overworld. And this guy can go join this stack down there. And so now we've got Nabal here. And Nabal's got, again, work to do. He's got to keep moving east. Bringing these two units kind of together, I think. We could probably clear this with just Nabal. But for the sake of it, let's get both involved here. We'll use the flyer to initiate the battle. This one's going to be kind of, again, this might look like overkill, but I'm going to do this one manually. I just don't want any funny business on this battle because I've got these units coming in from different sides here. So we'll throw Frozen Flames on our Manticore Rider, and we're going to just charge in, go real aggressive here. Maximum aggro. We are out for blood at this point. All these units are just going to come running in here. Again, we're probably not going to need them. I probably could have done this battle in auto combat, but frankly, it's a little more fun. I like doing these little bandit camp battles, even when I have overwhelming force. Okay, so let's figure out how we want to do this. So we could... Oh yeah, we can kill off this Goblin Scoundrel, no problem, one shot. Can send in the flyer to flank the Orc Scoundrel and do big damage there. Then we can get the kill no problem with our fairies. We can do some big damage to this Tigran Scoundrel. Get the kill with a critical. Ouch. And then do some big damage there with our... And you know what? I don't even need these units. They're just kind of... They were just collateral for this battle, basically just in case. And nobody needs healing, so... We'll just finish off this battle here. It's going to sprint and try and do a little extra damage, which we can just heal ourselves here. Just use... Oops. We'll just use heal undead here. There we go. And get the finish. Perfect. Alright, so now we get to juggle these units around and kind of figure out what would be the better composition here. High Elf Initiate and a not very good Buckler. I'm going to just sell that. Okay, so we obviously want Nabal. I like having the Evangelist and at least a couple of these Butchers for sure. So that's going to be together, definitely. Now we don't want to leave the other stack without some power behind it, so we'll put the Yeti in there and turn it into a ghoul. And you know what? We'll do this. We'll put the flyer in there, and everybody else can then be in this stack, I think. Yeah, that's kind of alright. That'll do. Perfect. Okay. So now these two stacks are split up nicely. And let's see what else we've got going on. So we've already moved... Kind of most of our main units have already moved. Now we got to deal with Wazul and the action that's going on back here. Oh, and I forgot that we actually had... did that happen this turn? That might have happened on the previous turn and I just didn't know. Oh, no. Here, it was the Basket of Healing. Okay. Now, I can't remember who I was going to send this to, so let me see. So this was Nourishing Meal. And I think maybe I was going to send that to one of the heroes that already has Heal Undead. So this, we have Book of Undeath with Firak now. Let's see who else could maybe benefit from having this. Wazul himself has Heal Undead. And that's pretty much it as far as I can tell. I'll switch those out. And yeah, Wazul could probably use it. Let's just go back to our hero list and figure out if anybody else needs it. Cirrus's stack, they already have... There's 3 healers. That should be just fine. Not too worried about Cirrus. Crogar has plenty of healing. Nabal has already a healing, a Nourishing Meal item. And then we have healing from our Evangelist as well. So they've got healing. Not to mention the lifesteal effect here, doing their healing for them. So I think, yeah, I think either Bahir's stack has 2 healers with Heal Undead. I think either Bahir or Wazul would benefit the most from it. I think, though, I'm going to send it to Bahir, and that's just because he's going to be on the front line of battle. So we're going to do that. We're going to send this one over to Bahir the Beast Slayer. And that way he'll basically have just that much more healing. Not that he necessarily even really needs it, but I think it will just be a benefit. So, okay, we got a little bit extra gold, and now we're getting more gold per turn. So, again, I could have done that so many turns ago, but hey, better late than never. So we'll send this guy down. He's going to help out with clearing that out for sure. We'll send these 2 down as well. And again, we're just moving all these units down gradually. Working our way down to that Castle of the Lich King as we want to clear it out. Eventually, too, we would like to clear out this Monument of the Ashen Rose. And that's going to make Hif basically probably my best city, really. We're going to have this Palace of the Parish next turn, which is fantastic. And with this stack, I think I was going to send some units down here, but we're going to have 2 plus these 3 units. That should be enough. I think we'll be just fine. So with these guys here, we can start basically progressing over this way. I think that's going to be the game plan. So we can start getting them into the fight properly. getting them into combat, moving them over to the east, where the kind of the front lines of war are. Could even have this guy come guard the city, although I like these Naga units. They, I think I don't want to relegate them just to being a base guard, but at the very least I can use this guy to grab that extra gold or something. Let's see what else we've got going on too. So yeah, this city's going to be phenomenal once it grows a bit more. So this is the city of Kurzu. We want more growth for sure, so maybe we'll do a shrine. Yeah, we'll do a shrine that's going to increase growth due to Shrines of Unlife. So we really just want this getting bigger as fast as we can so that this city gets kind of maximum advantage of its location. Let's see what else we've got here. Putting a Bomber's Guild on this new city down here. Unfortunately, this Goblin Butcher isn't quite able to make it down there. But I think next turn we'll be able to clear this out. Okay, and now we've got our new healer, which is excellent for us. We did really need a healer. So we've got one in this stack. I think we're actually going to switch out the Monster Hunter for the healer. I like that. I like that switcheroo there. Excuse me. So, we could do this battle, and I'm going to have to do this one manually, because I don't want to risk losing anybody, and it would be a great accomplishment here if I could try and grab that Dire Bear. Gain a pretty solid tier 3 unit. Try and get it with a Ghoul Curse if possible here. Again, I'm going to focus primarily on just not losing units. I have to be careful because we've got sort of a kind of wild combo here. We've got potential for webbing. Dire Bear itself is pretty nasty. Warg with First Strike. Don't want to underestimate it, even though it's just a tier 1 unit. So we do have some kind of natural terrain we can kind of take advantage of, actually. So maybe we'll do that. So we'll put our Deathbringers here. And our Flyers here. And then we'll put our Crushers like this, I think. And now we'll bring in our support units to kind of just hide back behind. And that should keep them relatively safe. The Warg will get a shot at the Storm Sister, but shouldn't be able to do any devastating damage. So I think we'll be okay there. And then we'll bring our Archer in as well. And I guess we'll do some damage to the Spider. We got a chance to chill. Let's give that a shot. We did get chilled. Now, chilled makes them have a little bit less defense, which is a good thing for us, because that Dire Bear is our scariest of the opponents, obviously. Okay, and that was what I was hoping didn't happen. So now we're almost certainly going to lose those. That was really the one thing that was going to happen that would kind of ruined my plan there. So I think we'll jump back here, try and curse the bear, and fail horribly. And then do some damage. I don't think we're going to be able to save our Flyers. Unfortunately, that was really the only thing that could have happened that was going to guarantee we were going to lose them. There we go. I just didn't think it was going to happen. I kind of wanted to play the odds a little bit. So we got a good chance to stun them here. That might be a good plan. I'm gonna kill off the bear, I think, for sure here. There we go. And then I'm going to try for a stun. And we got it. That's perfect. They still might get killed here by these penguins, but at least now they have a chance to survive. And I'm guessing that the Reed Serpent's maybe going to spit at our Flyer, but we'll see. Okay, perfect. So our Flyers are going to make it through this battle, thank goodness. So we can actually just drop a quick heal on them as well. And then we can light up the Wargs and get the kill there. Light up the Reed Serpents a bit more. Move in our Deathbringer just a bit. Ooh, and I gotta be careful here. They could actually finish off these Storm Sisters if I'm not... Yep. That was dangerous. I almost lost these Storm Sisters. And again, because they're elves, I just had to watch out because I don't think they have a complete blight immunity. No, normally as undead, you would have blight immunity, but because of this, we only have 80% because of the inherent racial blight weakness. Again, still 80% protection, so I mean, big whoop, but just something to remember. And we'll go down there. All right, so I'm glad I did that battle manually. Unfortunately, I don't think we didn't ghoul curse the bear, but nobody died, so that's the important part. And we can move over here, and then because we're hurt, I am going to do this one also manually. I was going to auto combat this one, but because we've taken some damage, I would like to just kind of make sure that we don't lose our Draconian Flyer. So first things first, we got to heal up our Flyer. Don't want to risk losing him. Alright, so kind of move in just a bit. We want to let them more or less come to us, really. Alright, now let's see what they do here. Okay, so some crossbow shots on our Draconians. There's nothing too crazy there. Just finish off these units, basically. We'll light up the crossbowmen. Get the kill there, perfect. Get the finish. And get the finish there, perfect. Alright, so now we got the watchtower, a little bit more vision. That fog of war is gone. Around the city a bit more, which is good for us. So now I think our next target's going to be the Ancient Ruin with this stack, who will start moving up there now. I noticed here that this outpost has a quest for us. Let's see what it is. End the terror at the mine. Maybe let's get a little closer before we commit to that. Whew. Yeah, good thing I got closer. That's actually... I think we could probably... You know what? Let's try that quest. I think we could probably manage it if we maybe use a spell in there. What the heck? Let's give it a try. We'll do this one manually. We'll have to use a spell probably. Basically, if we can kill off the spider and not get webbed, we have a good chance of winning. Because these kobolds are pretty weak. Of course, we're outnumbered, so we have to be careful. But if we use something like Black Lightning, that's not going to do much. How about a Death Ray? Again, not a ton. Could go for a Disintegrate. Kind of expensive, but it didn't quite work. So we're going to just retreat back. Hang out. Okay, we'll see. Let's see if we can kill off the spider with a pounce. Oh yeah, definitely. No problem there. This is still, you know, we're going to get flanked. We might still lose this battle, but let's see if we can... Oh yeah, we're fine. I was getting a little concerned there, but no, we're good. But basically that spider and its ability to web were really the only real threat there. We can get a peace treaty and a crossbowman, or we can just get the money. I'm just going to sell that for gold. I don't have any interest in a peace treaty with these dwarves. So that's kind of nice. I think what we'll do is, I think we'll call this one an episode right there. And yeah, I think we'll call this an episode. I'm just kind of checking here. So it's been a pretty decent amount of time. I don't want to go too long. And I mean, again, even though, you know, Marcus Pearson pointed out accurately that, you know, we're really only getting about a turn and a half, 2 turns per episode at most. And that's true, but at least in this one, we had quite a bit happen here. We were able to take the throne city of Dwemus. We're migrating it to Ghoul Draconians. We still have no idea where Dwemus himself is, but just the simple fact that we've taken his throne is a huge bump for us. That's really helping us out. We've got our city founded here, the city of Redfass, which is now up and running. We'll start a Harvester's Guild there just before I forget. Perfect. Get that city growing, starting encompassing more things. Nice here that we've got the Heart of the Tropics in our domain, which is giving us more casting points. And yeah, and we're now kind of massed up nicely to start dealing with. Actually, we can move a little bit further. Perfect. We're massed up here to essentially start dealing with our two remaining opponents that are in a complete team here, Oscar and Odrin. So again, this is looking pretty good. I think we definitely have the upper hand in this game. It just remains to be seen if Odrin and Oscar have any, are able to put up any real sizable resistance or not. I'm imagining that we're going to be seeing some juggernauts probably. I would be quite surprised if we weren't seeing juggernauts in the next episode here when we encounter. We'll call that one episode 19. But if we in our next episode here where we start exploring, pushing further east, I'm fully expecting to see some juggernauts. So it'll be real interesting to see how we kind of handle combat with those tier 4 units. In any case, guys. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Keep those comments coming. I really, they're of tremendous benefit to me and I know to everybody else. So, but yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.